SI, or simply budget, save, and invest. Back again with another video. As always, just going to do a portfolio update. Going to go through my traditional account in E-Trade, as well as my individual account at Robinhood. Go over the current open positions and go into some of the closed positions from last week. That's going to be week ending June 6th, this past Friday. Of course, as you all are aware, the market has pulled back a lot despite the Dow crossing the 50,000, closing above 50,000 for the first time, all-time high. Again, the Dow mostly attributed to, I believe, industrials, financials, consumer staples, I believe, as well. But again, they're not very tech heavy. So the pullbacks we've seen in the Mag 7, a lot of these bigger tech companies and software companies has not been seen in the Dow, again, because of they're not heavily weighted in that sector. So you can see, unlike the Dow, my portfolio is heavily weighted in that sector. So I am currently down 22%, as we can see here. But I'm not panicking. They are positions I am happy to hold long term, and a lot of it is due to my position in Robinhood, which is 200 shares, and also actually BMNR is down 40%. And again, that is heavily correlated to the price of Ethereum, which Ethereum has been crashing alongside Bitcoin. So we've seen a lot of pullbacks in both of those. Robinhood also being highly correlated to the price, or rather the price of Robinhood being highly correlated to the price of cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin and Ethereum specifically. So that's also pulled back a lot recently, leading into their earnings they have next week. But again, not panicking. With my trading strategy, I'll just be able to sell covered calls until essentially I'm back around my cost basis. From there, I'll keep continuing to sell covered calls aggressively. But again, so long as I'm selling covered calls above my cost basis, you can't really lose money. So it's these are positions I'm willing to hold long term anyways. I do believe in Robinhood. I do believe in BMNR and Ethereum specifically. A lot of the news surrounding tokenization, Ethereum probably being the blockchain that will be utilized heavily for that, and a lot of institutions already, like JP Morgan, starting tokenization funds on the Ethereum blockchain. So I think BMNR, ETH-A, another ETF or Ethereum ETF I'm holding, we'll see next in my Robinhood account, will benefit from the tokenization story. But again, right now we can see I have Netflix, I have a Robinhood $115 call expiring next Friday. So we can see here my cost basis is actually $115.35, but I got assigned on a $115 call and a cash secured put and a $120 cash secured put. So if we actually go to my tax lots here, we can see my cost basis for 100 of those shares is around $112 compared to $118 for the other 100 lot. So if I do end up getting assigned on this covered call, I would just allocate these 100 shares again, just to make sure I'm not losing in that position. And we can see I have BMNR here as well. So again, just positions I kind of have to hold until they get recovered back to my original cost basis. We can also see in Robinhood here, I have I've been selling kind of like almost daily puts, cash secured puts on SLV, taking advantage of the premiums from its volatility. So we can see I have a $65 SLV put expiring on Monday, rather 2/9, I believe that is Monday actually. But again, just to reiterate, cash secured put, if SLV closes below $65, if it closes on 2/9, I'm obligated to purchase 100 shares at $65 a share. If it closes above $65 and 2/9, that option contract will expire worthless, and I'll just keep the premium. So that's really my trading strategy there. Same thing with this Netflix put at $86. So what I'm going to do in my traditional account is also sell a covered call at $86 because I have shares of Netflix in that account as well. as we just saw. So that'll kind of go hand in hand with this position. So it's kind of like a hedge. But again, if Netflix closes below $86 by market close on Friday next week, again, I'd have to purchase 100 shares at $86. If it closes above $86, then that option contract will expire worthless. But again, I am also planning on selling a covered call in my traditional account. So if Netflix does close above $86, then I'd be obligated to sell my shares in my traditional account at $86 a share. We also see I have a sound call and a sound, rather a Robinhood call as well. Those are both leap positions. Again, I'm holding these stocks long term. So I figured since I'm down so much in my position, I should just buy a leap because I'm going to hold on to these shares until I'm back up to my cost basis anyways. So hopefully I can take advantage of that by also making some money on these leaps in the upside. So we'll keep an eye on those and hopefully get to close them out in profit. We also have Amazon shares. So I did explain last week I sold a covered call on Amazon around $240, I believe, or $242.50, which of course expired worthless. Amazon dropped, I think, about 10% after their earnings announcement on Thursday. So that option contract expired worthless, and I actually got about like $800 for that. So this is a big week. You can see on the title, I made around $1,800 this week in option premiums. A lot of that is just from, of course, this covered call I sold on Amazon. So that expired worthless. You can see I have my Robinhood shares here as well. In this account, my cost basis is actually much higher at around like $140. So we can see there, I'm almost like 40% down in that position. We can see I have iBit here as well, 200 shares. I got assigned on 100 shares last week, or maybe the week before. So a pretty big position in that. And ETH-A as well. 200 shares, got assigned on a $22 put, and then 100 shares with Sound. I really want to get out of all these positions, honestly. iBit, ETH-A, and Sound. It just continue to roll them on the cash secured put side. I would just much rather be holding cash in this environment than shares. My account has been super volatile. My account honestly should be roughly like $4,000 or $5,000 lower than it is, but I just got a bonus from work and it deposited it all into this account. So it kind of helped out a lot with my account balance here. But truthfully, it should be around like 55,000, like maybe 15 grand down from my starting value from this year. But we can see year to date, I'm down 8%, which is wild. But we're going to keep with this strategy of just continuously selling covered calls, cash secured puts. I'm not going to be able to collect much premium as I'm going to keep selling covered calls at a strike price above my cost basis, so I don't end up selling any, or rather taking a realized loss in any of the underlying securities. So the premiums are going to be super low for covered calls moving forward for the time being until, again, I'm back near my cost basis for a lot of these positions, especially Hood and Robinhood, iBit, and ETH-A. So going into the positions that closed last week, we can see the breakdown of the $1,800 I made last week and just options income or options premium income. So I did sell 2 SLV puts and 2 NVIDIA puts at different strike prices. We could see here they all expired worthless. So I just collected, didn't get assigned on any of these positions. So we can see here collected about a little more than $400 here in options premium from these 4 cash secured puts. We also have the I sold ETH-A cash secured put, again, that I mentioned that I actually got assigned on. And then I had shares of SMCI call that got called away. So I sold a cover call on SMCI. My cost basis is around $28. Sold a cover call at $31.50. SMCI closed above $31.50 on Friday, so I had to sell my shares at $31.50, which I'm not mad about because, again, I collected $191 in option premium plus roughly $300 from the capital gain on the actual underlying shares. So in that position alone, I made about like $500, which is actually not included in the $1,800 total. I don't include capital gains from the underlying security. I just kind of do that with the brokerage account itself. Robinhood now actually does show you the net gain and loss, so they're pretty good about keeping track of that for me. And then the Amazon call I mentioned as well. I sold a Amazon covered call at $242.50 that expired worthless. And that, as I mentioned, I almost close to $900 actually that I received in option premium income. And let's go to the traditional. Here I did sell a call on BMNR that expired worthless. Got about $24 for that. I sold an SMCI put at $30. Again, as I mentioned, I had shares. I sold a covered call against it at $31.50. SMCI closed above $31.50, so obviously it closed above $30. So this option expired worthless, and I received $170 for that. And then I sold a covered call against Netflix rather at the $86 strike. Again, I'm going to sell another one expiring this Friday on the shares on my traditional account, and that I received $45 for. So that in total got us to around our highest, actually highest week so far this year of $1,838.16 of option income or option premium income. My goal right now, I did increase it to $826. Before it was about like $500 across all my accounts. But gonna try to get a little more aggressive just with the volatility we've been experiencing, and again, just aggressive more on the put side. So I'd rather just be selling puts and not getting assigned while I just wait for a lot of my positions to get back up to around the cost basis, so I can start selling covered calls aggressively again and actually earning premiums that's worthwhile on the covered call side. But that's it for this video. Before I wrap up here, just also want to mention, as I did before, Robinhood has their earnings on February 10th, so hopefully they report well. Again, a lot of the expectations are that we're gonna see a big revenue increase from the predictive markets, and also they opened up or started doing banking as well. So they offer checking accounts, saving accounts now. So we'll see. And their forward guidance might be really good. Hopefully they report well, and their stock price starts to recover more. But thank you guys for tuning in. Again, this is not financial advice, as always, but please subscribe, comment, like, and of course, good luck out there.